Bob, you have anything to say?
Well, I just like to wish everybody throughout the community and the world Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And I'd like to announce that if anybody hasn't got any place to go for dinner on Christmas Day, that the VFW is having a dinner down there. Free will. Go down and enjoy your dinner and socialize with people down there.
Okay, thank you, Bob. Pat, you have anything?
Well, the same as Bob, but I'd also like to thank the chambers and different people who are out trying to, all these promotions, to try and bring people into town and shop and see the lakes and that. They've done a good job.
Thank you. Bob? Rick?
Not this time.
Kent? Matt?
I'd just like to say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Thank you. Boyd? Okay. Next item on our agenda is attorney report. Katie, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, a couple things. First of all, Merry Christmas to all of you as well. Tax exemptions, we applied several months ago for, to exempt the old Port Library building from taxes. That did come through from the Court of Tax Appeals, so saving us some property tax there. A few meetings ago, Sunday liquor sales got brought up, and just so everybody's clear on the procedure for that, I believe the best time to vote on that issue would be to bring an ordinance forward in January. Might as well do it the first meeting January 7th. It's a simple ordinance that states that Sunday liquor sales would be allowed in our city. There are some holidays that are still by statute not allowed, Thanksgiving, Christmas, things like that. You vote on that ordinance, and if it passes here in front of the city council, public then has the ability to come if they want and protest, file a petition for protest on that vote, and then it goes to a vote to the public at the April election. So the reason we're doing it in January, if you want to do it, is because it saves money. It saves us from having a special election. If that election is needed, it would just occur in April with the regular election, and there would be no extra cost to having that on the ballot. So I would suggest going ahead and doing that so that we don't, 6 months down the road, if somebody wants to bring it up, you're potentially looking at some cost with a special election, so.
Is that just 3-2 or all?
That would be all liquor.
Katie, I wish we'd get some input from some of the liquor store owners to find out if there's even any interest in
They've
it.
got a letter, Joe Kincher talked to me, and they were getting a letter together. They were gonna come tonight, and they were told it wasn't necessary. I think they were getting a letter up, and they were gonna have everybody sign it. So, because I told them that was gonna be the main issue probably.
Okay.
And along with that ordinance, I will give you the statute and provide some information on that so that everybody's kind of well informed of how that exactly works. So, that's it.
Thank you.
Did you ask Richard's liquor store how they were interested?
Glenn, do you have anything to say?
Just a couple of things. Reminder again, annual Christmas party coming up, actually on the 31st, so it's kind of a New Year's Eve Christmas party. We'd like you to RSVP by this Friday if you plan on attending. The other thing is we have that ongoing tree trimming that we've been doing this year with outside tree trimming service there, and they are just about done. We're doing a final inspection of their work here tomorrow, doing a drive-through and whatever, but that should be it for that contract for them. So remember, we piggybacked on to them when they were doing the cable company trimming for them as well, so we got along with them, and so I think they did a pretty good job trimming out there, so.
On this Rolling Hills deal there, number 8 on your report, what kind of information can you give us on that?
Yeah, I really don't have any since we met, I think a couple months ago, and we really haven't had another meeting since then. I think probably the beginning of the year, we should probably have Oh, I'm sorry, I'm thinking of the water district. The Rolling Hills, we met with them, and they're looking for a couple of sites here to locate in Beloit. They've got it down to about 3 different sites that they're looking for in the immediate area here. And I think they'll be narrowing down. They really plan on being operational here probably in the next couple of years. That's what their plan is. So they're definitely interested in being in Beloit.
I'm specifically thinking of the tree trimmings that
Yeah.
you're talking about on Fifth and Mill, where that property is. I noticed they've topped those trees when they trimmed them down to about eye level. And I was wondering, are they gonna come back and remove those rather tall stumps? Or are they just gonna leave it like that?
Don't know, we can ask them tomorrow when we come through and do that. That'd be something we can do. Yeah. That's-
Doesn't look-
Okay, all right. All right, that's it, yeah.
We don't have no public comment this evening. Next on the agenda would be the consent agenda. Meeting on December the 3rd, appropriations 12B. Any questions, comments? Motion's been made that we approve the consent agenda in its entirety. Do I have a second? It's been seconded by Councilman Struble. Is there any further discussion? No further discussion. Jessica, would you take a roll call, please?
Delka,
Yes.
Brown,
Yep.
Struble,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Audi,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Latrell,
I abstained because I wasn't at the meeting.
Richard,
Yes.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is ordinance 2135, vacating utility easement.
Couple comments on that. I brought you kind of the general map of where that is located. This easement actually covers that whole 4-acre property, and Cherry Street Developers is requesting that that be vacated for their new development, which Chris brought the kind of the preliminary plat of that. So just another step in moving that project forward. That's the old trailer park for those of you, so you kind of know where you're at there.
Any other questions or comments?
So last time we met, we said we're just vacating that alley that was platted, but you're saying there's more to the vacation than just the
Yes,
alley?
this is an easement, and the process for vacating an alley, vacating an easement is different based on publication. We had to actually publish notice of tonight, so I guess you can see if anybody wants to comment on it, but that's the reason we did it at different meetings.
Well, I guess my question would be, is there any reason that we have that easement there to begin with? Is there
Not
some
anymore.
systems?
No. Solid vacant ground right now.
Wasn't that where the trailer park usually ran out?
Any other questions? Entertain a motion for acceptance.
So moved.
It's been moved by Councilman Brown that we accept ordinance 2135, vacating utility easements. Do I have a second? Second by Councilman Richards. Any further discussion? No further discussion. Jessica, would you please take a roll call?
Latrell,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Delka,
Yes.
Struble,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Audi,
Yes.
Brown,
Yep.
Miller,
Yes.
Thank you. Next ordinance 2136, the concealed carry employees.
Is there any activity in other cities, Glenn, maybe tell me what they're doing?
As far as addressing this, everybody's doing it, a little bit different, I guess. I mean, I think what most people are doing is adopting something similar to what we're gonna do here as far as buildings go and just updating the personnel manual. But I don't have any statistics on that.
I would move we approve this ordinance.
Been moved by Councilman Miller that we approve ordinance 2136. Do I have a second? Second by Councilman Struble. Is there any further discussion? No further discussion. Jessica, would you please take a roll call?
Miller,
Yes.
Delka,
Yes.
Struble,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Latrell,
Yes.
Audi,
Yes.
Brown.
No, because I don't feel our employees need to carry guns to go to work every day and everything.
That's what this.
That's what this
That's
is.
what this
This
says.
is,
Yeah, this puts it in our policy that they're.
why they're
They
working,
can't?
can't.
Right.
Oh, okay, I'll look into it. I couldn't understand what it was. Okay.
Richard,
Yes.
Thank you. Next item on our agenda is resolution of the City Council of Beloit exempting the Beloit Municipal Building from the requirements of Kansas, Section 2013, Chapter 105, Section 21, the exemption for concealed carry. Any questions or comments? Yes, Beloit.
By passing this, does that mean that we have to supply security for the building?
Yes, our security plan and with this.
Right, you follow the security plan, that's what it is. That's all you have to do in the 4-year period that they give you.
Is file a plan?
Correct.
Okay.
We follow that with Secretary of State.
Right.
Katie, isn't that what that strategies to reduce possible
Yes,
risk
that would-
basically is?
Would be the things that we would need to implement.
Does this meet their requirements at all?
This is a sample from the league, tweaked a little bit by myself and Glenn, but yes.
Just reading this, I think we're open for some liability. This law they passed, whatever they figure their reasoning in, and I commend you for what you've done, what you had to work with, but I don't see that any of these are gonna accomplish anything. First of all, I don't wanna buy wands or anything else, but just the policeman driving by this building isn't gonna accomplish anything. But that's in Colorado, they have a sheriff deputy in that building. I don't care what we do, but I'm just afraid this, unless they specifically tell us this qualifies. And do they give us the full 5 years
4 years.
to really come up with something?
4 years.
Yeah, it's 4 years. What they'll do after that, and I think we had this discussion previously, as Katie said, I think probably the law will probably change a little bit during the next 4 years. That's why they're giving this 4-year extension in here, so, how that'll change, I don't know.
So this is based on the same exemption that we got, the 6-month exemption we got? I mean, is it kind of along the same lines?
I guess the reasoning is similar to that, yeah, where, we had 6 months to come up with a plan. We come up with a plan, you can exempt up to 4 years from the requirements of the law.
And we're waiting on what? That just sounds like we're just wasting time, Kate.
Well, like I said, I think in the next few years, there'll be some changes to the law that, will allow us to basically maintain the status quo. I can't guarantee that, because you've got another 4 sessions of legislators to go. I mean, and who knows what'll happen there. But I think the reason they gave this is to give people time to adjust to the law, so you can exempt out of it and see how it plays out.
It looks to me like any way we approach it, at the end of the road, we're gonna have to come up with some money. I can't see that.
Unless the
Well,
law's changed.
we
Unless
can
the law's
drop it
changed,
if we
yeah.
If we have to come up with money, we can always drop it. If I could say what I like about it is, it doesn't say you can't open carry, right? You can still
No.
open carry into these buildings, so I would assume that the people that are the strong Second Amendment advocates can still have their gun and still carry it. But at least it makes them show, and people that are nervous, like, I think our library people are really concerned about what's going on. I mean, I think it gives them at least an ability to identify people
That is.
that have fire. So for that, I'm okay with it.
Any other questions? If not, I entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
It's been moved by Councilman Audi that we approve Resolution A of the City Council to exempt the Beloit Municipal Building from requirements of Kansas 2013, Chapter 105, Section 2. Do you have a second? Second by Councilman Delka. Any further discussion? No further discussion. Jessica, would you please take a roll call?
Richard,
No.
Delka,
Yes.
Struble,
Yes.
Peterson,
No.
Latrell,
No.
Brown,
Yep.
Audi,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Next item on the agenda is exempting the Beloit generation electric water from requirements of Kansas Section 2013, Chapter 105, Section 2, same ordinance as for these municipal buildings. Any questions?
No, I still move fast, it's gonna be the same thing for them.
It's been moved by Councilman Brown that we passed a resolution exempting the electric generation water plant from the requirements. Do I have a second? Second by Councilman Miller. Any further discussion? No further discussion. Jessica, would you please take a roll call?
Richard,
No.
Delka,
Yes.
Struble,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Latrell,
No.
Brown,
Yep.
Audi,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes. Next item on the agenda is the resolution to exempt the Port Library from the requirements of the municipal building and the electric generation plant. Any questions or comments?
I spoke with a member of the library board before the meeting, and they would like to have something written that gives them direction on what to do. And if you could, Katie, if you could meet with the library board and help them out with that, I appreciate that.
Well, the only thing that's in here is, of course, I know that the law enforcement center is next door. See lots of law enforcement around. Possibly a panic button, if that's something they want to invest in. And that's really it.
Well, do you want to,
Do the signs remain exactly the way they are now? Is there anything that we should or should not be doing?
your sign, yes, your sign may change in that, right now, I think it refers to House Bill, that may change.
It's the same one as what's on over here.
Yeah, we have a statute number now, so they may come up with a new sign on January 1st. I haven't seen one yet, but yeah, you leave your no carry signs up. Only on these, assuming this passes, only on these 3 buildings. Everything else in the city, every other city-owned property, with the exception of those used by the schools, the signs need to come down. Those should be.
Any questions? It's been moved by Councilman Audi that we approve the resolution to exempt the Port Library from the requirements and to the municipal building, Section 2013, Chapter 105. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Brown. Any further discussion? No further discussion. Jessica, would you please take a roll call?
Richard,
No.
Delka,
Yes.
Struble,
Yes.
Peterson,
No.
Latrell, Brown,
Yes.
Audi,
yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Thank you, motion carries.
I have a couple of questions.
Yes.
As far as the municipal building, is this chamber separate from what you're doing to the municipal building? So it's all inclusive.
Right.
So if I walk into the next council meeting with a gun on my hip, it's legal.
It's legal today.
No.
January
Not
7th.
the way that sign reads.
No, January 7th. If it's concealed weapon, it's not allowed in here. Just says it's not allowed
But
now.
you've never been able to carry any gun into this chamber, right?
Right.
But now you can carry it open.
Oh, no, you can always carry open. We don't have any
I thought that
ordinances.
sign said no firearms.
That's not, that's a concealed carry sign.
Well, I know that sign's for concealed carry.
But yes, and as
All I
far,
can say is if somebody walked in my store with a gun on their hip, they'd go right back out. If they're concealed, I don't know about it, I don't care about it. So you're probably gonna see some of
right, and we, we'll always have law enforcement, or at least I've requested it from Chief Elam, that we always have law enforcement at court and at council meetings.
that. Okay, I just wanna make sure everybody understood that.
Okay, thank you. Next item is on the agenda is a closed session for non-elected personnel.
I would move that we go into that closed session for the purpose of non-elected personnel, for 10 minutes to include council, mayor, city administrator.
Motion's been made that we go into closed session for 10 minutes for non-elected personnel to include governing body, mayor, city administrator, and city attorney. Have a second? Okay. Those in favor, say aye. Opposed, same.
No.
It's 4-4, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Those in favor, say aye. Are we just gonna be raised right hand? 1, 2, 3, 4. Those opposed? 3, 4. We have a tie. I'll vote no. Next item on the agenda is cereal malt beverage licenses. We have application from Arlen Mead as Beloit Gold, Casey's Retail Company on East Main and 806 Independence, Joe Kincher as Pump Mart, Michael Schamberg as Schamberg Oil, Mitchell County Fair Association, and Ann Leon doing business as El Porto. Any questions for council or staff?
Katie, did Max Quick Shop, they had it several months ago,
Right.
so they don't need to reapply on this?
No.
Okay, umbrella, okay. What about the pizza?
City
They're
limits.
outside the city limits.
Any other questions? Comments?
I'm ready to approve.
Been moved by Councilman Richards that we approve the cereal malt beverage licenses. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Brown. Any further comment? No further comment. Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries. The next item on the agenda is the vacuum breaker for the power plant for Mid-State, for in the amount of $25,805. We talked about this last time, so we can reroute some of our energy around the city on different services.
So move we accept the bid.
It's been moved by Councilman Brown that we accept the bid from Mid-States for $25,805, second by Councilperson Strubel. Those, is there any other discussion? Questions? If not, those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried. Next item on the agenda is the establishment of a power plant and system secretary. Any questions from council, comment?
Yes. Being as I wasn't here last time, I think
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't see the purpose in it myself. I know that I didn't hear any of the comments from the staff or whatever, but doing at least half of the job for years and years, I just don't see that it's necessary. I think that money would be better spent hiring operators because they also either started at 19 or a 22 range. So what's the difference? And you get more work out of an operator, and I don't feel like this is a full-time position just to do paperwork for the department.
I'd like to hear Ronnie respond to that.
Ronnie,
Come back on that.
would you like to respond or comment on why you feel you need this position?
I'm trying to get our power plant foreman more out in the generation room to train the new guys. There is some paperwork there that is ongoing, and you can't hire a secretary just for the power plant. That's why we're moving up there to system operations to get some of it done up there too. And by doing that, I'm hoping it frees me up to when I start converting these circuits to be more on hands and more out there helping. If not, we're probably gonna have to hire some more linemen too. And I think that we could probably handle it if we have someone doing the paperwork. And no matter who you get, they're gonna have to be trained. And hopefully in a year's time, they can be trained and take care of both of them and keep the other people out working where we need something done at. And I'm hoping that'll improve what we have for less money. If it doesn't work out in 6 months, we surely will know it if it has a potential. And if it don't, we'll relook at it.
Well, if you hire a secretary, Ron, it's gonna take more than 6 months to get them.
You're probably right. You're probably right, Bob, because there's a lot of training.
By that time, it takes over 6 months for you or Mr. Eiler to get them organized, where it's taking them off the study of the guys are supposed to be learning about the power plant or up there where you're at, line work. So
Most of the line
money
work,
is, I mean, you know, you're wasting time there.
well, I hope not. It's something that me, Henry, and Alan talked about that we thought stood a chance of improving stuff. This is just our opinion, you know. You guys are entitled to yours too,
Well,
and I'm interested in
I
hearing
know
what you
you
guys
talked
think.
about teaching these guys things, okay, wintertime is a good time to do that when the plant's not running full blast like this in the summertime.
Mhm.
And you line work, you're not gonna be climbing poles or doing anything out there major when it's 20 degrees or below.
The last several years, we've worked out there almost, not quite year-round, but pretty close, Bob.
Well,
But
yeah,
we've had
you were
mild
building-
winters,
You were
you know.
building things there.
Yeah, and we had mild winters.
You think that, I'm sorry, but with the city getting hopefully more busier, that this is an investment in the future?
I hope so.
So I see.
We have let a lot of things go that we need to catch up on, and we either gonna have to hire people to do it or try some innovative way to try to get some of it
So if you're
done.
gonna start the position, it's gonna take time, no matter if you decide next year or the
Right.
year after, it's gonna take time, and that's just normal on any job.
The big job I see coming is when we start converting, and I don't see us starting that till 2015, but there again, that depends on the council, if they'll release some money. We're working on trying to get a cost right now for you, but it's nothing that's gonna happen right away, because we're committed up to the North Campus to get that done this year.
Well, I think we gotta think a little bit about the future,
Mhm.
more so that what happened 6 years ago or 10 years ago, or what might happen last week, we've always gotta look forward.
Right.
And if this is gonna really help the future, then I think maybe it's worth the investment.
questions or comments from council? Do I have a motion to approve the power plant and system secretary?
Also moved.
I'll second.
Been moved by Councilman Brown, and seconded by Councilwoman Struble. Any further discussion? Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
So what was that? 3. Motion carries.
Mr. Mayor, before we adjourn, I'd just like to qualify, I'm not a radical gun person, and I have a concealed carry. I don't plan to bring it in this building, only I plan to bring it open. My personal feeling that